I'm Trevor Lund of RepTrev.com, and today on Ask a Counselor, we should call this Ask a Counselor Corner or something. Anyway, Cheryl Shea is here with us again from Edmonton Counseling Services. EdmontonCounselingServices.com. Her business is Shea Counseling Services. And Cheryl is agreed to answer questions from readers of RevTrev.com. And today's question is one that we have a lot of fun with. It's Cheryl, how can I find my soulmate? Not me, I'm married. This is someone asking, how can I find my soulmate? What's your response to that?
Well, first of all, if you're asking me that as a Christian, the concept of soulmate is not a Christian concept. And Trevor and I have talked about this, so he's going to give you the why it's not a Christian concept answer.
Because it's pagan. It's it's the ancient Greeks. It comes from either Plato or we don't have Aristotle, do we? Plato, probably Plato talks about there's humans were one person and they got split and they spend the time roaming the earth to find their second half to become whole, and it's wonderfully romantic. But I don't. My
Yeah,
wife
it's
would hit
not.
me if I was telling this in front of her, but it doesn't happen anyway. I mean, it does happen. You get the lights, you get the wow, but it's, yeah, whatever. Cheryl, how would you answer this?
Well, that's good. Thanks. So yeah, I'd say it's not a Christian concept. I think as Christians, I mean, one of the things that we do as Christians is we really over spiritualize the whole reality of God saying it's not good for man or woman to be alone,
Mm-hmm.
and and that whole process. So we live in an era, which is a fairly new era in the history of humanity, where we have a choice who we get married to or not get married to.
By the way, my
Um,
kids don't have that. I'm arranging my daughter's wedding as we speak. Anyway, go ahead.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
yes. Does she know that?
Oh, yeah, she's quite upset about it, but that's
Oh,
okay.
okay,
She'll grow
okay.
into it.
Um, so yeah, that's it's a new concept, and I'm glad my parents didn't arrange my wedding, Trevor, because it was kind of scary who they maybe would have picked. But when you look at finding a mate as a Christian, I mean, part of it is to get away from spiritualizing things. I mean, I've had people tell me, write a list and pray specifically, and then, Mr. Wonderful will come along. And then I've had people tell me, oh, well, just let it go and trust God, and then Mr. Wonderful will come along. And then every formula you can possibly imagine.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing is that you trust God with your life, you be honest about who you are and grow in who you are, in your gifts and abilities and talents and interests and likes and dislikes, and that you find someone that fits with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that you acknowledge that a big part of finding that partner is about sexuality, and that's okay. I've heard so many people over the years have some, especially in the young adult group, maybe this doesn't happen now, but in my era, some guy would come up and say, oh, God told me that we're supposed to get married, and really what he's saying inside, but he's not going to admit it, is I want to have sex with you. Sorry if I shocked anyone with that. But we really over spiritualize things as Christians, and it's really about, am I a healthy person? Is this other person, am I reasonably healthy emotionally? Is this other person reasonably healthy? And can we somehow make a life together?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's all about.
And it really comes, I mean, if you're going to need anything, it's can I communicate with this person? You know,
Yes,
and
yeah.
beyond the fluffy things when you're kids and you're like whatever, like because over time you're going to go through difficult times and you're going to have wounds and you're going to hurt each other and it's going to be ugly and brutal at times, but unless you can actually say no, this is I'm going to sit down and we're going to talk, or I'm going to listen, or for me, it's if Karen's talking to me and I'm not perfect at this. She really got after me on Saturday because she wanted to talk and I was trying to fix my site and on the computer. And anyway, communication is got to be one of the top things above everything else when you're ready to find a mate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other thing that when you said that about you're going to have problems, there's this little, I'll just give this quickly, this little phrase I used that I learned years ago to help me understand what a healthy relationship looks like. And you can use this for uh, dating, for marriage, for friendships. So the first thing is you have to be, and the person has to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't that they're not. I mean, yes, you don't want to catch them in bold-faced lies, but honesty is also like they really hate seafood and you like seafood, so they're going to go to the seafood restaurant with you because they want to make you happy. Well, that's fine, but that's going to wear out really quickly because they hate seafood.
Oh, funny
So
story with that.
they
Anyway,
need,
go. Yeah.
yeah, they need to be honest about that, right? You need to be honest about who you are and what's important to you and what isn't. And the second thing is that there needs to be some affirmation. So they need to be able to say, I really appreciate our time together. I really like that you think about spiritual things, or whatever it is. There's some
Mm-hmm.
kind of expression of affirmation in the relationship. The third thing is that there's some kind of affection, and that doesn't have to be mushy affection. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that there's a sense of warmth in the relationship. And the fourth thing, and this is the thing we none of us like, is that there's commitment. Now, we all want commitment, but the only way you know how committed someone is to you is if you have a fight.
Yeah.
If you have conflict and you see how the person works it through and you work it through and you guys are still together, friendship, any kind of relationship, you're still together at the end of that conflict, that's a healthy relationship.
Mm.
So when people tell me, "Oh no, we never fight," I get scared for them. I want to provoke them to fight with each other.
I
So
used to
that
give that as homework when I did marriage counseling.
did you?
Oh yeah.
Good.
We'd pick a fight
So
if they could come up with one. We'd pick one.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. So yeah, that's really key. And we don't like to look at those things. We want, like you said, the roses and the nice thoughts and the romantic walks and all that kind of stuff. But and you need those things, but that isn't what's going to get you through
Yeah.
any kind of relationship in the long run.
So, when you were saying we need honesty, affirmation, affection, and commitment,
Yeah.
that really lines up with at least 4 of the 5 love languages too.
Oh, does it? Okay,
Yeah, I
good.
can't remember what the 5th love language is right now,
I
but
I'm going blank right now. I'd have to go get the book.
me
It's
too. But
somewhere else in my
somewhere in
house.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had when I used to do premarital counseling, I'd always go home, make up rules for fighting, and then have this fight. And then I had this one couple come back, and their rules for fighting was like, don't shout too loud if the door is closed. Or, like it's like they're yelling at each other through the walls. And it's like, I'm giving you rules
Yeah,
from now
that's
on.
not
Here are the rules for fighting.
good.
I actually,
Yeah,
I did up a whole rule so how to fight with honor. It's great.
you
But
should post that.
it
You
is. It's
should post
posted.
this
It's.
on revtech.com when we do this little counselor's
You
corner
know what? I'll
segment.
put it underneath there because I do give it away lots of places. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'll put a
Yeah.
link to it. But it's yeah, how to fight with honor. And
Yeah.
if I spelt it the Canadian way, it would have been even cooler. But I only had enough space for the American spelling, and I'm marketing to the Americans, so it works out well.
Okay.
Anyway, this was Cheryl Shea from. I keep on trying to not say.
EdmontonCounselingServices.com.
Yes, I've known you for 15 years from Mars Hill Center, and that's what keeps on coming to my head.
I know.
Anyway, thanks for being with us, Cheryl.
Okay.
Let's catch you next time.
Bye
Bye.
bye.